Hey guys, welcome. Orange Theory's 8-week transformation challenge. I'm so excited for you. I'm Coach Scotty here from Carmel, Indiana, and I couldn't be more pumped up to kick off what is hands down going to be the best transformation challenge to date that we have ever ran. If you're new, meaning this is your first transformation challenge, a very big warm welcome to the best fitness family in the entire world. And if you have done the transformation challenge in past years, the content that we have being delivered over the next 8 weeks from the experts that we have chosen in our studios, oh man, going to be the most educational one yet. So can't wait to watch. Many of you can't wait to hear from the coaches across our network as well about all of your transformations over the next several weeks. So I want to get right into it. We're kicking off today with the science of goal setting. So let's dive right in. First off, if you look at any book, Google it. There's always going to be acronyms about goal setting, right? You've seen many of those acronyms. For example, you have one of the oldest ones, the ABC method. A goal must be achievable, believable, committable. You got the ever popular SMART acronym. It must be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound. That one has now evolved, I think, in the last year or two to a now smarter acronym, so they've added the E and the R, which I've seen both ways. It stands for evaluate or ethical, and the R can stand for readjust or rewarding. So while these are not necessarily wrong, acronyms are great starts, right? They simplify the whole process of how to set goals. So they are not wrong. They're just starting to get repetitive. They work. I'm not talking down them at all. I want to take a little bit different of approach and teach you something that you maybe have not learned before out of a Google search or a chapter in a book. So let's break that down. First, I want to make sure we understand the science behind it all, right? And that way, we're going to take what we learn here in the next 15 minutes and have something to go practically, like apply practically. So 3 areas we got today. First area is going to be goal setting, right? What does science show us on the proper level of goal setting? The next one is going to be goal assessment. What is the correct time frame, and how do you assess the goal? Are you on track? Are you not on track? The third one is going to be the goal execution. How do you break it down and actually execute on that said goal? So first one, get right into it, goal setting. A goal has to be significant, they say. It should be inspirational. It should be big. It should be hairy. It should be audacious. It's your big, hairy, audacious goal. Yet attainable though, right? It has to be action-oriented. There's your other methods might say, have a bunch of small goals. That way you feel successful and marking those off, right? There's a lot of stuff out there. Good news, we actually have scientific evidence, thanks to Emily Balcetis out of the New York University lab, in the Balcetis lab, as well as a couple other laboratories here and there that have supported this, of what is actually the best level of goal for you to set. Is it an easy goal, right? Is it a impossible goal or very, very, very improbable? Is it a moderate goal? Turns out, science will show that if the goal is too easy, it doesn't recruit enough of your autonomic nervous system. So it never really gets your body ready and primed in that ready state, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So too easy, off the table. If a goal was too far from the person's ability, if it was improbable or impossible, then too lofty, another way you could look at that, then the body was never put in a state of readiness either. It turns out a moderate goal, just outside of reach, right? In other words, it would take you a lot of effort, but it's within your range of what's possible. Scientifically, that is the absolute best goal you can set. The study has showed that it was a near doubling of the likelihood to continue the pursuit of that goal, right? So don't set the bar too low. Don't set the bar way too high that it's not achievable at all. Meet in the middle there, and that's going to get the best physiological and mental and neurological response from the body to make sure you continue that pursuit of that goal. So, leave you with tip number 1. Don't set goals that are so lofty that you can't attain them. Don't set goals that are so easy that they never actually recruit enough of your neurological and physiological responses of the body to actually go down that pathway. Let's get the right amount moderate goal, that's going to recruit the amount of effort and get you pursuing day in, day out, week in, week out. One more thing to note on that, when you're setting those goals, whatever time frame you've allotted yourself, maybe it's the 8-week transformation challenge, maybe it's a quarter, maybe it's the year, science will show that 1 to 3 major goals should be the max for the current period of time that you've allotted. Anything more than that will actually be a distraction and put your body in relaxation mode. So we got goal setting, boom, out of the way. That's going to be individual to you. So spend some time doing that. It's very important. You don't want to miss that step. Next two, goal assessment and goal execution. Let's talk that assessment and execution. I firmly believe that these two go hand in hand. So before we jump in, I want to backtrack and take a high-level look of what goes on up here in the brain and the neurological pathways associated with goals, right? So we're going to understand that because some of the science will show, when you heard me say the human body is ready, what does that mean? They were able to measure some of these areas. So 4 common areas in the brain that are constantly involved with setting, tracking, visualizing, helping achieve goals. Those 4 areas are broke down like this. You have one area of your brain that's associated with fear, anxiety. That's the amygdala, right? Very powerful, very deeply rooted as well ever since we've been in existence. The second is involved in action and inaction. That's your basal ganglia. So this is a go and a no-go action. Go pathway, I'm going to 5 a.m. class tomorrow. That's a go pathway. No-go pathway, I'm not going to eat that second cookie. Nope. Go pathway kicks back in, I eat something instead of that second cookie. So you can see how they're kind of already relating a little bit. The third area is for planning. Think your executive mindset, right? It's planning, it's thinking across different timescales, daily, weekly, monthly. That's your lateral prefrontal cortex. And the fourth one is where all the emotionality is brought into the goal, right? It's the emotion of when you achieve that goal, how are you going to feel? How are you going to look? What's it going to be like? And that is your orbital frontal cortex. Now that we have a brief high-level overview of some of the brain areas and neural pathways, let's dive right in. So here's what they found. You need to be, when assessing and executing the goal, you need to be very, very, very specific on what that goal is. Very precise, right? It's very important to break down the how and the when that you are going to execute to achieve that goal. When you do so, there's a much higher probability of actually achieving that goal. So having that concrete plan is absolutely essential. So we got to be exquisitely detailed about the action steps that are going to get us to where we want to go. Science will show that the proper assessment is done weekly. So a weekly assessment is what science will show is the proper time frame to do that. However, they also did disclaim that the most important variable here is how frequently can you consistently keep up to that assessment. So if you can't commit to a weekly assessment, probably not going to be the best time for you to assess, right? But that's what they've noticed. The majority of people can do a weekly assessment. So now let's break down what that goal is going to look like and our daily actions to achieve that goal. Let's keep it on topic here, and I'm going to set a personal challenge for myself, and my goal is to lose 4% body fat in the transformation challenge. Let's start with that one right there. So I'm going to lose 4% body fat during the 8-week transformation challenge here at Orange Theory Fitness. How will I go about doing this? Let's just break it down into the basics. Well, I know I'm going to take some Orange Theory classes. That's a given. I know I'm going to drink more water. That's important. Hydration. I know sleep is important. I know recovery is important. So exercise, sleep, recovery, nutrition, all of those things go hand in hand to help get me to my goal, right? That's just general health. How am I going to get that 4% body fat reduction? Well, I'm going to break it up into 3 to 5 critical tasks every single day that I'm going to try to knock out. Let's take a look at these tasks. They could be exercise for at least 30 minutes a day, if not more, right? That's going to be an Orange Theory workout. Maybe it's not an Orange Theory workout. Maybe it's a walk around the neighborhood or a quick little jog outside, whatever it may be. I'm exercising for at least 30 minutes. I'm going to drink 100+ ounces of water because I got to stay up on my hydration. I'm going to stretch or recover, use a recovery tool, foam row, hypervolt, something like that for 10+ minutes maybe. I'm going to hit my macros, right? Follow my macros, that's going to hit me in my nice caloric range that I want to finish the day at. And Let's throw another one in there. I'm gonna do 100 body weight reps of an exercise of choice each day. So, will I look any different? Day one, boom, I just did it. First day of transformation challenge, I did all 5 of those things. I won the day. I look in the mirror, am I gonna notice anything different? No, it's been one day. Next day, pumped up, man. Still not noticing anything different, right? Now, a week I might start to feel different, but still probably not noticing much difference when I actually look in the mirror. Now, what we wanna do is you do that every single day. You break it down. Monday, I got these 3 to 5 steps. Tuesday, I got those 3 to 5 steps. Wednesday, I got these 3 to 5 steps. And you could do that the night before or the morning of. Many of them are likely going to be repetitive. That's okay. At the end of that week, say Sunday, you're gonna look at your journal and you're gonna notice whether you won or lost the week. So every single day, if I complete all 5 of my critical tasks, I won the day. If I missed one critical task, I lost the day. And at the end of that week, I look back. Did I win the week or did I lose the week? Did I win 4 of the 7 days of that week? I cognitively reward myself. Yes. Hey, great job. You've pursued, you've accomplished what you needed to this week to get you closer to your goal. You are slowly transitioning there. Let's do it again next week. I'm switching this mind from a goal mindset to a growth mindset, focusing on the small daily tasks, falling in love with the process that eventually is going to create the snowball effect that's going to yield that end goal, right? So this process actually increases your dopamine as well at the end of that week because you look back and you're like, I won, I lost that day. It's okay, I still won the week, let's go. And dopamine is your best friend because dopamine is the molecule of motivation, baby. And we need motivation to stay on track. So we got the goal set. We've laid out the daily action plans, and yours could be different, and that's fine. Spend some time figuring out what your daily action plan is going to be. We figured out a system of assessing those daily goals and as action steps of assessing of whether or not we're making progress towards that goal. Now what? Now I'm just going to give you 2 fun, scientifically proven methods that will help you stay motivated along the way, that will help you get that workout done when you don't maybe want to. The first one is focus on a visual point. Now that visual focal point could be across the room, it could be across the horizon, it could be a sign, and you're gonna do your best to stare at it for 30 to 60 seconds. So for me, I'm in the studio right now, I'm staring at the ab dolly hook, the red mini band on station number 5. I'm just gonna look there for 30 to 60 seconds, ideally without blinking or looking away. What this does, the visual system, very, 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 very tightly knitted into your goal. All those 4 areas we talked about earlier, that's gonna prime my body. It's gonna put it in a ready state. Your systolic blood pressure is going to increase a little bit. You're gonna have an increase in fuel utilization. You're gonna have more oxygen available. You're gonna get that dopamine kind of release, that epinephrine, which is what's helping that systolic blood pressure rise. Don't worry, it's still within a healthy range. And that means those are all markers that your body is ready to go move into action. So if you're feeling the lack of motivation, if you're feeling a little down, the day's got you kind of beat or on the edges there, pick a point, focus on it, and then that's going to help get that body primed and ready to move into action. The second one right here is visualization. You often hear, keep the big goal in mind, focus on the big picture, visualize yourself winning, achieving that goal. How's it gonna feel? Like close your eyes, do it. Is it effective to visualize the big win at the end? Yes, but it turns out you have to be extremely careful in how you do so, because if you do it incorrectly, it'll undermine the entire process. So be careful with how we implement that. Now, here's what the science actually found. So the Balcetis lab actually found this. Does visualization work? Yes, it does. Not how you have probably grown up to imagine it to work, though. Visualizing winning the transformation challenge, visualizing losing the 4% body fat goal that I set earlier, that's really good at getting me started. Counterproductive in maintaining the pursuit of that goal. So the best way to maintain pursuit and action towards the goal is to visualize the failure. Visualize the failure. Let me clarify, because that's typically not what we're told to do. Scientific literature will show a near doubling, two times, doubling in the probability of you reaching your goal if you visualize foreshadowing failure. Very specific on that terminology. You think about how things could fail if you take action A. You think about how things could fail if you take action B. So therefore, instead, you take action C. Example, been a long day at work. I don't feel like going to that 5:45 p.m. class. It's the last thing I want to do right now. I take 30 seconds. I close my eyes. I visualize. What does this look like? Man, if I don't go take this workout, it's 3.8%. That's going to be my end result. I'm going to miss my 4% mark by 0.2%. And furthermore, I'm going to miss that first place in the transformation challenge if that's your goal. If you're going for it, going for gold, I just missed by 0.1%. Man, I got second because I have had a rough day and I'm not going to go do this workout. Is that what I want? No, that's not what I want. Snap out of it. I'm going to take that class. So now, this is where the amygdala is brought in that we briefly mentioned earlier. It's brought back into the picture because fear and anxiety of failing, of being embarrassed, of falling short, that will prime your body and put it in a ready state unlike any other, right? Since our human existence, just so you understand where this comes from, our brain and our body are significantly better at moving away from something fearful, at moving away from those anxious things, right? Than towards the things that we actually want. Our avoidance circuit is deeply rooted, the amygdala, and it's way more powerful than the want and the desire circuits. So, quick recap. I've rambled long enough. Let's go. Don't set your goals too lofty that they actually never prime your body and get you ready and motivated to go achieve it. Don't set them so low that it hardly requires any effort at all. Let's find that middle ground that requires you to grow and that requires you to put forth a good amount of effort. Let's get that. Break down that goal into small, actionable daily tasks, 3 to 5 critical tasks that you have full control over. And then every week at the end of that, Sunday, Monday, whatever that looks like for you, did you win or did you lose the week? Looking at your W's, looking at your L's. When you're not feeling like it, pick that visual spot, primed, ready, stare at it, 30, 60 seconds. It's going to get that body ready for action. And the final one is that visualizing failure consequences if you don't take action A or B. Instead, you take C. So that's a recap for you guys. I can't wait to see what you accomplish and how much education and everything that you learn and do in the next 8 weeks. Let's go crush it.